this is one of the benefits of me saying save that money, save that money. Obviously, I invest. I talk about it all the time. But I'm going to tell you guys a story right now. This is that crypto story, David.
Oh, is the crypto story?
Yeah, so we're not gonna talk about that the different types of mutual funds. We're just gonna move right along.
Okay.
Every week we do the crypto corner. This crypto corner, this story is actually my story. Okay.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
Let me explain how I got into crypto and Bitcoin, and then I'll give you my 2 cents on what's going on right now, because the crypto market is insane. Okay. So let me take you back. The year was 2016. Okay, let's pull up this picture.
Tell me the story.
Pull up these 2 pictures. And I have a couple best friends. My best friend is a guy named Adrian. We'll leave his last name out of this.
Which one
Adrian,
do you want first?
The group pick.
The group pick.
So this guy Adrian, he's in this picture. Yeah, he's this guy right here. He's a CNBC journalist. He worked for CNN. Total smart dude, talented. He was in between career paths right there, in between jobs, and he says, dude, I'm really looking into this Bitcoin, blockchain, bitty bop, crypto stuff. And good luck with all that, buddy. I have no clue what you're talking about. 2016. My other buddy, Chris Humphreys, you might recognize him from NBA fame and other things. This picture was in 2016. We were talking about crypto after the game. He was playing for, I want to say, the Washington Wizards at the time.
Okay.
And it was after the Heat game. We're just chatting, and we start talking about crypto. And I said, I have no clue. I have zero clue about this stuff. 2016. Now let's get into the story. So this guy right here says, look, bro, I really believe in this marketplace. You could take that pic off. I really believe in this marketplace. Give me 10 grand, and let me show you what I could do. I go, no, dude. Like, what? What are you talking about? He said, give me 10 grand. I give him 10 grand. A week later, give me another 10 grand. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, this is insane.
A week later,
crypto had gone up. What happened? 2016. Long story short, I ended up giving the guy $50,000.
oh my God.
Okay, 50 grand. And again, I remember mocking I would say this thing. I don't know about Bitcoin and blockchain and bitty bops and digital coins and doody doos and Dogecoin. I don't know any of this stuff.
Right.
But I trust you. I know you know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're right. I don't know if you're wrong.
Was there ever a time?
But I trust you.
Ever a time you're like, okay, I've given him 40 grand.
I given him 50 grand.
No, but I know. But like
Yes.
30 or 40 grand, did you ever say, uh-oh?
Yeah, but
Or
here's
had
my
you
point.
seen some
Here's my
returns
point.
already
I
or
understand the difference between savings and investing. Savings is day to day, week to week, month to month, even year to year.
Right.
Investments is a 5-year minimum thing for me. Now, if you're talking Roth IRAs and 401ks, it's 40 years down the road, 50 years sometimes. You know, if you're a little bit older, maybe it's 25 years, but it's long term. Saving, short term. You know, needed now, emergency fund,
Right.
long term, retirement plan, investing, time, compound interest. These are 2 totally separate things, saving and investing. So when I knew that I gave him this 50 G's, this was not a savings thing. This was an investing thing. Mm-hmm. Long story short, 2017, market crashes. It reached all-time high, crashes towards the end of the year. I've given him 50 G's. Now my 50 G's is like 20 G's. Do I sell? No. I don't sell. The hell do I don't need the money. Again, this is an investment. This is short term. I say, all right. He's like, obviously he feels bad. He's my best friend. I don't think he's going to run off with the cash. Best friend. And I say, all right, let's go. So what I start doing is saying, all right, let me start learning a little bit about this. The people starting talking about it a little more, and then show up the next picture.
Yeah.
And then I went to something called a Bitcoin conference down in Miami. This would have been 2017, 2018, somewhere around that time. Young Saws.
Younger Saws.
3-4 years ago, I went. You can notice there's a microphone in my hand, and I started doing interviews about Bitcoin. And I started learning. And believe me, I was not a believer at this point. Wild, crazy people, they believe in Bitcoin like crazy, amazing content. We should probably repurpose some of that. And it was it was eye-opening how many people were talking about Bitcoin and why they believed in it so wholeheartedly. 2017, 2018. The market didn't make a comeback until, mid to late 2020? Summer of 2020 is when the market came back, and Bitcoin went back 20,000, 30,000, what have you, and then it crashed again. But point is, Bitcoin has been on the map for sure for a handful of years. This was not at a time when Bitcoin was the most popular thing on the planet. These were things, 2018, people were still doubting Bitcoin. What's my point about all this? This is how I got into Bitcoin. Let me explain something. I guarantee you, knowing me, I would now, in 2021, just be looking into Bitcoin and crypto. Because I'm a traditional guy when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Stock market, save, build wealth long term, take on some risk, not crazy risk. I'm not gambling money. I'm not day trading. I'm not forexing.
Stick to what you know.
Stick to what you know. It's, but I'm so thankful that I believed in him. So now, because of him, I own a few Bitcoin, a couple different altcoins, but most importantly, and this is definitely something that I would totally not even look at all these days because I think it's just a bunch of nonsense, is he took that money and he invested in an NFT platform, one of the bigger NFT platforms out there. So let's just say this. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just bet on the right horse, or, if you trust someone and you can kind of split the risk, because I'm like, look, I'll provide the capital, you do the work. I don't know about all this kind of stuff like that. The point is I bet on the right person. Now my 50 G's is significantly more than that. Let's just put it that way, okay? So that's how I got involved in crypto. So now what can you take of this? Maybe you're the person who knows a lot about crypto, but you don't have capital. Now you need to start talking to some friends. Listen, I understand this market. Trust me. Let me long term prove to you that we can do something here. Trust is a major factor here. Or if you're the person, right, that doesn't know shit about crypto,
right,
but you've got some capital, maybe you approach people that know about it and say, hey, where do I get started? Again, be a sponge, learn, soak it all in. If you give up about this marketplace, figure out a way to get into it. I believe that you should have 5 to 10% of your portfolio into something very risky, like crypto, if you're young. Let me say that again. If you're young, now's the time to get involved in something a lot riskier than what you're used to, okay? Whether it's a Bitcoin, which is less risky in the terms of whether it's Shiba Inu, whether that it's NFT. I'm not saying to go all in on this at all.
But if you were to, now's the time.
But I'm just saying 5%. Let's say you've got 10 grand to invest. You're out, you're debt free. I still believe in my foundation. You're not paying debt. You're not drowning in debt, right? I'm not talking about student loans. I'm talking about credit card debt, automobile debt, the consumer debt, the bad debt, right? And you got your cash on hand. You're good. You've started with your 401k. You've done the basics. Take $500, $1,000, give it a shot with crypto. This is long term. The goal is not to put $1,000 in and then it doubles. You make $2,000, you pull it out. Like, now what are you gonna do with it? You spend it. This is long term wealth. So if you believe in this marketplace, I didn't believe in the marketplace. I believed in the person. That's my point. Mm-hmm. Anyway, crypto is so freaking big right now. We see what's happening. People make an absurd amount of money. You'd be foolish to dismiss this.
I agree.
That's my point.
I know Dave Ramsey is one of the ones that's like,
Well, what do you expect? He's 60-something years old. Do you think he's crypto? I think majority of crypto is millennials and Gen Z.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money.
If you enjoyed that short clip from the Soscast, click here to watch another. Click here to watch the full episode, or just stay broke.